In this video, I will show you how you can use the TI-NSpire CXII CAS to not only create a graph of a function, but then also to determine any relative extrema of that function. So when you come up and you open a Scratchpad, you want to come up here, you want to go to graph. And there are two ways you can do this. You can either use the built-in mouse function to click on the graph, or you can hit Control-0, and it'll bring you right to the graph. So now we need to type in the function or functions we want. In this video, I'm only going to use one function. I'm going to use the function f of x equals 2 over x plus x over 3. And I'm sorry, I really should have shown you how to do this using the keyboard. So I'm going to open up my parentheses. 2 divided by x. Close out my parenthesis. Plus x divide 3. Close out parentheses. Now just hit enter. And there's our graph. We also have this label here. So I don't want that label there, so I'm going to click it to highlight it and then hit delete. So now you can see we have a graph. And this is the graph of 2 over x plus x over 3. So to determine extremum, let's go to Menu. We want Analyze Graph. And then we want minimum or maximum depending on which extrema we're looking for. So let's start with the minimum. We now have to put in a lower bound. Well, I can look at the graph and I can determine that, okay, well, there's going to be a relative minimum on this right part. So we can put it there. Now I need an upper bound. So you can see the point's moving and now the point stops. So I'm just going to put my upper bound here, and there's the minimum. It's going to label it for me. So the minimum occurs at the point 2.45, 1.63. And we now do the same thing, except now we want a maximum. So we need a lower bound. So again, I know that the relative max, just from looking, is going to be somewhere over here. So lower bound, let's go here. Upper bound, let's say it's here. And there's my maximum. The maximum occurs at negative 2.45, negative 1.63. Now to determine where it's increasing, where it's decreasing, we know it's increasing up to this point, and we know that at that point it's going to switch to decreasing. However, it's very difficult to see. So let's try zooming. So I can go Menu, Zoom, and then I can choose a way to zoom. I'm going to do box. I'm going to draw my first corner. So I want to kind of zoom in around this point. So let's make the first corner there. Click, drag, and drop second corner. So I'm basically forming a box. And I can zoom in there. And look, now that we're zoomed in, it's very easy to see that it begins to decrease after that point. And you can always zoom in even further if you wanted to. So let's do something like that. Now it just looks like a straight line because we have no reference. And I can always come back up to Windows Settings to rechange it. Let's just do the standard negative 10 to 10, Ymin negative 10 to 10, and I'm back at my original graph. That concludes this tutorial.